stuff and hex stuff confuses you, you should do the binary games, which are in here somewhere. There they are, binary games. And so let me just demonstrate these. All right, so the first thing is nibbles. And I recommend doing these only one a day. I'll do them once a day for the next 3 weeks is my plan to give you less. So if you haven't learned your binary, here's the easy way to learn it. You start with nibbles. Nibbles, now in base 10, you're already used to this. If I write down 147, you know that means 1 times 100 plus 4 times 10 plus 7. And you could say that's 1 times 10 squared and 4 times 10 to the 1 and 7 times 10 to the 0. That's another way to do it. That's base 10. The number on the right is the ones, the next number is the number of tens, the next number is the number of hundreds. That's the system we're all used to. In base 2, you have only the numbers 0 and 1, and so 1, 1 stands for 3. It means 1, 2 plus 1. And so in base 2, the number on the right is the number of ones, the next digit is the number of twos, the next digit is the number of fours, instead of 1, 10, and 100. That's the idea. So you can count to 7. 0 is 0, 1 is 1, 2 is 1, 0. That means no ones but a 2. Here's a 1 and a 2 for 3. Here's no ones, no 2s, and a 4 for 4. And 7 is 1 plus 2 plus 4, and that's the biggest number you can make with 3 characters in base 2. And if you use 4 bits, which is a nibble, half of a byte, you have 1s, 2s, 4s, and 8s. So this number is 1. You have 8 plus nothing plus 1. And here's what you can only count to 15 with nibbles. The biggest number you have is 15 because it's 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8. And the smallest one is 0. So that's how you count in base 2 up to 15 with a nibble. Notice one thing that's kind of interesting. In base 10, the even numbers are 0, 2, and 4, and in base 2, they're also even. They always end in 0. Even numbers always end in 0. Odd numbers always end in 1. All right, and one I find easy to remember is that 10, 10 is 10, because that's 2 plus 8. So no 1s and no 4s, and it's a good reference point when you're starting out is to remember that 10, 10 is 10, and all 1s is the biggest possible number of 15. So there's a game you play to practice that here, and what you have to do is you're going to have to get a certain number of them right to find a flag. So this is 0, 1, 0, 0. So what's that? What is that in decimal? Just put it in the chat. If you want to play, I'll wait a few seconds, see if somebody has an answer. It may be that everyone has fallen asleep. There you are. See, the answer is 4. That's right. This is 1, 2, 4. That's 4. How about this one? All right, that's 1. How about that one? Yep, that's 2. How about that one? Yeah, it's 14. You're correct, because there's various ways to do it. One is to say no 1s, but there's 2, 4, and 8. Or you can say it's 1 less than 15, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's 14. Okay, when you get enough right, either 5 or 10 right, I forget, you'll get a flag down here that you can put in the scoring engine. So that's what I say. If you don't know binary, start with this. Just do the 1 lesson a day. Learn your nibbles, and then in future classes we'll do bytes and hex. And maybe some stuff beyond there. We'll see how it goes. But learning binary is good for you. And that's all I wanted to show you. I'm going to stop this.